Hey everyone, Jesse Van here, JRV to Succeed, and today what I'm going to do is go over how to fix a 2016 Ford Fiesta that gets a P1450 check engine light code. So we're going to go over that now. First, what I'm going to do actually is go over what I've done that didn't work, okay? Because maybe that'll save you some time. One of those things may work for you, but if it doesn't, then if you want to just jump to what I did and right now, then that may save you a little time. Okay, so when the check engine light first came on, and let me tell you the symptoms that I had from this check engine light coming on. What would happen? I had no problems with my drivability. Okay, it only happened when I was filling up my tank. When I cut my car off, filled up the tank, went back to start it up, it would stall like it didn't want to start. Then I'd have to try it again, give it some gas, and then it'll start up. And then after that, it's fine. Or what I started doing after that is I would just leave the car running and fill it up. But when you're filling it up, then you can hear and feel it sputtering as the gas is going through. So I knew it was something in the fuel line. I just got to figure out what it is, right? Okay, so I do what most people who do DIY stuff on their cars do. I went to YouTube, I went to Google, started searching, try to see what's going on with this so I can see if I can fix it myself or if I need to take it into the dealership. The first thing that I saw, and this is a no-cost solution, so you can try this first just to see if it is, but people said leave the fuel pump in there for 30 seconds or so, and even after you take it out, maybe take it out, put it back in, take it out, put it back in, and then take it out, and then maybe you won't have the issues with it. Well, it didn't work for me. Still had the issues. Okay, so the next thing that I did, I went online looking, and people were saying, okay, fuel pump, fuel filter. Well, both of those are together. It's a entire fuel pump assembly, okay? And it's located in the back seat. Right up under the back seat, it's inside the fuel tank. So you have to go in under there, and I'll show you all this stuff once I'm done. Where it's actually located in case you need to check those things first. I bought the fuel pump assembly. It was $200. Changed it out. Didn't need to. My fuel pump was fine. So but now I got a new fuel pump in there. I got a new fuel pump assembly in there. But I didn't need to spend that $200 to get that fixed because my check engine, I cleared the check engine light. Started driving it around thinking I can get get 50 to 100 miles in, and if it's still clear, I can take it to get my inspection. We're all good. That wasn't the case. Check engine light came back on. Let's move on to the next thing. So I started reading, researching for something else that could be wrong. What I found is that it could either be, and we're running out of stuff because in the fuel line there's not a lot of components in the actual fuel line, so you're running out of things that it actually could be. So the next things that I saw that it could be is the canister vent solenoid or the canister surge valve solenoid. One of those two, either the vent or the surge. They're two different things. Okay, this is what the vent valve solenoid looks like. Okay, see it? This was $50. You can find it for somewhere between $40 and $60 online. But I replaced it because I figured this is a really easy one to replace because it's right rear of the vehicle. You put it up on jacks, put one side of it up on jacks, and you can get to it. It's easy to get to. Okay, so I decided I replaced that one first since it was the more difficult of the two that I need to get to, because the purge solenoid was it's easy to find, and I'm gonna show you that it's simple. So I replaced that. Guess what? That didn't work either. That was $50. So I also at the same time I bought the purge solenoid, which is this right here. Okay, and this is really cheap. You can get this for $10, $15. Even with the 2-day shipping and everything, I got this $19 was my total on getting this. Now, the issue that comes up with this is that you see it little, little piece of thing. I thought this was going to be the easiest thing that I would ever replace, because when you look under the hood, and when I show you, you'll see it. When you look under the hood, it's like right there. It's right there. It's simple to get to. So I'm like, okay, this is going to take 5 minutes or so for me to just take this thing out and replace it. And when I get there and start trying to replace it, I figure out that the hoses that are connected to it are like molded onto it. They're heat shrunk on there. And this is the new one, so that I went and bought. So now you can see right here on the ends, the hoses, they're shrunk. It's heat shrunk on there and molded on there. So you have to buy the entire assembly for it. You can't just get the. So obviously this is $10 that I wasted, you know, or $19 that I wasted, because you got to get the entire assembly. Okay, now you can look online, and I did look online once I saw that I wasn't going to be able to put this on. I looked online to see if there was any kind of solutions to get this on there. Okay, so I don't have to go spend any more money to get something else. And I did find one. I wasn't going to try it because it seemed like it would be more issues than what it was worth. But I'll tell you what to do if you want to try it. Basically, what people were saying, what I read was that if you got to have a heat gun. I have a heat gun, so that's not an issue. But what you would have to do, what they recommend that you do, is to use a hacksaw and basically cut this off. Cut it off from here. Just cut that completely off of the things. Leave the nipples inside of the tubes. And then, once it's done, take vice grips and squeeze down on here to break the nipple inside of there. Break the nipple. I don't know why I'm laughing, but break the nipple inside of there, and then use needle nose pliers to pull it out of the tube, you know, and then heat the tube up with a heat gun and stick the new one in there, and then basically heat it up and let it mold back to that one. I wasn't about to do all that because I thought, you know, that it would end up messing up, and then I would have to end up going to go buy this anyway. Only place I could find it, I couldn't find it at any other auto parts. And hopefully you'll find it somewhere, or maybe you can get it from a junkyard, you know, a pick and pull or something like that, and it's still working or whatever. But the only place I could find it was at an actual dealership. So of course, you know, this cost a lot more than what I would have paid any other place. This was $160 for this entire assembly. Now remember, just the part was $10. It was $10. 160, 10. So, but I have it now. I have the entire thing. It's not hard to get to. We're going to go ahead and get started on it. Let's get this done. Okay, so before I get started with the repair, I just want to show you where the other parts are, in case you want to know that. Okay, so right up under here, I've already taken the clips apart in here, under here. But you'll see, there's a clip right here. Let me get some light over here. There's a clip right there that you pull, and then the same over there. And those are the two. Yeah, those are the two over there. These two that you pull it up, and then there's three back in the back of the seat that you pull out. And this is where the fuel pump is, right there under that little black grommet. Okay, underneath the car, this right here is the vent valve solenoid. Is right next to the rear wheel on the driver's side. And like I said, that's where you access it at. You twist it and then pull it out, and that's it. Unclip the electrical connector, and then just put the electrical connector on the next one, and then put it back in there. As soon as you open the hood, but that is it right there. You see the hoses coming off of it, going back to the back. And one connector, the front connector is right in here. That's where the little rubber grommet is that you're going to pull off, is right there. The other side of it is that little green connector right there. And we're going to take a screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, and just take that off and pull it off. Actually, I may not even need a screwdriver. Nope. Don't even need the screwdriver. And just pull that off from there. There's a little clip on here. Just squeeze it to release the tension on it. Okay. All right, so let me take this clip off of here. I'm gonna tell you honestly, it's a little difficult getting this rubber piece off, but you just have to keep working it out, and that's it. Okay, one other thing I want to show you is, see, I took this the little rubber grommet. I just took it off of here. And what I'll do is just, instead of, the new one came with a whole another assembly like this that you have to bolt in and put this other stuff into. And instead of doing that, since I can just take the grommet off of there, I just took the grommet off, and I'll just slide the other one onto there. Okay. Okay, as you can see, everything is in there. And I'll be honest with you, this is probably, if you don't have a hard time getting this rubber grommet out down here, the little rubber socket down here at the end, if you don't have an issue with that coming out, this is probably a 10-minute job. Okay. It ended up taking me about 25 minutes or so to actually do this, because I spent about 10-15 minutes trying to pull that thing off of there. But that is it. Now just got to crank it up, clear out the codes, make sure everything stays good, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to end this video right now, and I'm just going to show you that my check engine light still is not on. And I have my registration and my inspection. They're both done, and that is it. So if you have a check engine code for the 1450 on a 2010 to 2016 at least Ford Fiesta, then that's probably your issue, is the purge valve solenoid. And I've gone through how to change it, and we can get this all done. And if you have any other issues, you can check on YouTube. There's plenty of videos on how to change out the fuel pump. There's videos on how to change out the vent solenoid, which that's not hard at all. But if you have any questions, you can go ahead and put them in the comments. If you haven't liked the video, go ahead and like it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. My name is Jesse Van. You have a great day and a better tomorrow.